Hey, I hope that this week is treating you well. Here in the Northeast, we are getting ready for a big old snowstorm, which me and my kids are super excited about. Now, I will say one thing that I'm not excited about is the fact that snow days no longer exist. Yes, please, let's all just mourn the fact that snow days are gone. It's so sad. So I'm pretty much expecting that my kids are going to come home today with their Chromebooks, and that they may end up having like a half day, but it will still be virtual. So goodbye snow days. You, as many other things, are going to be gone, but they'll still probably allow the kids to play in the snow. So we're expecting somewhere between 3 to 7 inches, and I'm really thankful that it's happening tomorrow and not today, because today I have a big leadership meeting for my company. So I figured, you know what, I'm going to be putting on my makeup anyway. We've got the who's who showing up at this. We're really doing a lot of goal setting for the year of 2022, and I decided, you know what, I'm gonna look a little presentable. Some Zooms, I'll be real with you, some Zooms I do not. I'm sometimes that camera off lady, but I'm ready to bring it. I don't know, I've got this fun new energy going on for this year, so I'm excited about that. So let me know how you're already feeling about this new year. Sometimes I pick a word that is, I don't know, my intention for the year, rather than necessarily a big goal or a resolution. I feel like resolutions sometimes make me feel like I have this goal, and if I don't achieve it, then I'm a failure. I definitely have done that, where you write your top 10 resolutions and you get all these things, and come May, if you haven't really made significant progress, you're like, well, I tried and I failed. And I hate that feeling. I hate the feeling of failure, whether it's for your relationships or for your work or for your health or any of that kind of stuff. So I really started to kind of shift my focus into more about intentions, and even guided by a word that I like to have kind of as my mantra for the year. So 2 years ago, my word of the year was joy. And I wanted to find joy in as many things as possible. I wanted to make sure that I really, focused on the joy. And even something as simple as every time I would do yoga, and you do whatever this is. What is this called? If you do yoga, tell me what this is when you do that kind of a thing. Hands to heart, is that what it's called? I don't even know. But anytime I would do that in my yoga practice, hi Kathy, I would breathe and I would say to myself, joy. So joy was 2020, and so for 2021, my word was elevate. And I just wanted to elevate myself in my business. I wanted to aim for pushing myself to different levels in my business. I wanted to elevate just the vibe that we were feeling, because the beginning of 2021 was just such a yucky vibe. And to elevate my home, to take different aspects of my home and kind of make them a bit more grown up. I feel like a lot of people struggle with that, where you're like, oh gosh, I don't feel like a grown up in this aspect. So just to elevate things, to elevate my mood in different ways. So any way that I could elevate, I would. And I love having an intention and in a word rather than a resolution or a goal, because I'm able to find those things a little bit more, which excites me. So as I said, let me know, are you a resolution person, or are you someone who, do you have intentions? How does that work for you as you look towards things in the new year? I've got my hands have lotion all over them. I'm like, I want to be taking my little collagen right now. That's part of the thing. So I'm still kind of figuring out what my word is going to be. I will also give myself grace when it comes to finding what the word is, what this next year's mantra is. So cheers, I'm gonna take my collagen. One of the things I am doing is I really am gonna be focusing a bit more on my health, drinking a lot more water. I'm taking a daily collagen supplement, so this will help me with my skin and my hair and my nails. So excuse me as I quickly take this liquid. It's so good. It's like a fruit fusion, almost tastes like a fruit roll-up. Loads of great collagen in there. Because it's a liquid, it's gonna get into my system really well, help me create a more youthful and glowy, helps work with the wrinkles, the pores, just giving me that glow. So that's one of the things that I'm doing this year, is I am starting to take a collagen supplement. So I'm really excited about it, and it does come out on my site later this month. So if you are interested in knowing more, please just comment collagen below. But I'm going to be doing that. I'm really working on my meditations. I'm really working on journaling as well. And one of the things that has helped me is I don't hold myself to, I have to do this. You know, if I miss a day, I don't see it as a failure. You know, I don't beat myself up. It's funny, like I want to, I have to, as I said, I have to really figure out what this word is going to be this year, because I want to make sure that I give myself some grace. Last year was rough. Last year was rough for us. You know, we had the 2 miscarriages and Blake got really sick. You know, it's just, it was a doozy. And so I want to make sure that I give myself grace as we go into 2022, but I still want to make sure that, you know, I'm aiming for things. I'm aiming for goals and I'm pushing myself. But allowing there to be space and time for error or for life to kind of get in the way. You know, a lot of us had things that happened last year, particularly in regards to health, whether our health or our loved one's health, that kind of threw you for a loop, you know, that you weren't necessarily planning and you had to really pivot. But I don't want that to be how I structure my mindset and how I structure my intentions for the year. Hi, Mary, how are you? Kathy says, grace is a good word. I know. I keep, like, that's where I'm leaning towards something along that line of grace, you know. I didn't want the word try, because I want to give myself that where I can try new things, but I don't need to beat myself up if I don't get it. It's kind of the opposite of Yoda. You know, there is no try, but I kind of need that this year. I need a little bit, maybe it is going to be grace, Kathy. I need a little bit of grace for myself to allow myself to try some different things, but not to get too upset if it doesn't work out, you know, and to, you know, give grace to other people. You know, other people are in different journeys than me, and to give my kids some, maybe it is going to be grace. We're going to play around with it. So let me know, do you do intentions? Do you do resolutions? How does that work for you? But as I said, for me, having a annual intention, having a word has just been so fulfilling for me, and it's made me feel really, really good because it's simple. I think back to, you know, when you're a kid and you learned first about New Year's resolutions, and I don't know if any of you did it with your family, but like we would all sit down on New Year's and we'd talk about it. And then as I became, you know, a teenager or a young adult, I would try it. And I think I would write down like 10 different resolutions. You know, I'm going to get A's in this class, and I'm going to, you know, make the varsity squad, and I'm going to do this and do that. And while those are all great, you know, while those are all great things to kind of put out into the universe, to have those goals, I would forget them, you know, especially if I had a list of 10 of them. Goodness gracious, I would totally lose track of them, and I wouldn't be able to keep track of it. So for me, having a word and then being able to find out how that fits in all these different aspects of my life really, really has been super helpful. All right, speaking of super helpful, just put on a little bit of my Serum Plus foundation, evening out that skin tone, kind of covering up those age spots, creating a really nice, beautiful blank canvas. I already did a little bit of eye makeup. I just took an eyeshadow quad and I did something super simple. I am going to be, as I said, going to that leadership retreat in just a little bit, the online leadership retreat. So I just wanted to kind of spruce myself up a little bit. Tammy writes in saying, wait till you hear what I did this morning. I did my cleanser, all the lotion serums, did the primer, my concealer, eyeshadow, liner, mascara, blush, contour, highlight, and then I realized I hadn't put on my foundation. So I'm ready for the weekend, says Tammy. Oh no. You know what, Tammy? It's all good. You know, because if you've been doing all your skincare, and if you didn't realize that you needed foundation, it might be that your skin is rocking and rolling so much that you don't need a lot of foundation, you know? One of my goals is for my skincare to get so great that really I don't need that much foundation. And I personally don't need that much foundation. I have been doing a really great skincare routine. I'm just setting this with a little bit of powder. But I will say, you know, when I am on camera, I do like to have a bit more of a polished canvas, I guess is what I'm going to say. But, you know, and Tammy says it's exactly what I was thinking. It's because you're taking such good care of your skin. You know, you'll sit back and you'll say, oh, you know, my discoloration isn't as strong, or, you know, my pores aren't as big. So that's kind of one of the big goals There's a lot of people who love the look of full coverage makeup, but as I said, if you realized that you didn't need to put on foundation and you realized after the fact, I think that's a win, Tammy. I think that is definitely a win. Hi, Lori. How are you today? Happy New Year. Great to see you, my friend. All right, so I just kind of added a light dusting right there. I am going to go and put a little bit of setting powder under my eyes as well. Very, very light, though. Nothing too crazy. And Tammy says the skincare regimen changed. I began almost a year ago. It has made a huge difference. Yay, Tammy! Oh my gosh, that's so good. And Tammy, are you planning on trying the collagen as well? Because that's going to amplify the results even more. It's unbelievable. I am so excited about this collagen. So once again, the collagen is available January 24th at minutewithmary.com. I'm going to have a subscription option to save you money as well as to give you free shipping. But I also have an option if you want early access. You can become one of my VIP wholesalers, and you can, with the subscriptions, cancel it or start it up at any time, so don't feel like you're going to be stuck into it. But I just want to make sure that I can save you money. You do want to take the collagen every single day to start to really see the results, just like any kind of, you know, supplement or vitamin or any kind of routine like that, but it's really going to help nourish your skin from the inside out. And that's the whole focus on my site this month, is your skincare. Whether it's actually using, you know, things like eye cream, which is 25% off, or your serums or your masks, those kind of things. And then when it comes to the collagen, really helping nourish and really kind of attack those things that are making you feel less confident about your skin from the inside out. So I'm really excited. Hi, Karen. How are you? All right, so we've got that, my base face done. I'm going to go in with a little bit of contouring right now. And I'm just using like a matte bronzer powder. And this is just going to help add a little bit of dimension to my face. When you do a more medium to full coverage foundation, you do lose some of your dimension. So it is a good idea to add it back with a little bit of contouring. So what I like to do, you can see kind of where my hairline is. My collagen also helps with hair loss, by the way. I like to feel where my cheekbone is, and I don't go down here. You can almost see a little bit of where my cheekbone is right there. You want to kind of stay right within that line, excuse me, and you can bring it to about your eye or underneath your pupil. You don't want to bring it low, and you want to kind of keep it in a lifted area. Sometimes I even like to kind of swoop it around here, almost like a candy cane shape, to help kind of add that contour around my temple. Please excuse my little tickle throat. I am battling a sinus infection. Not what I need or want right now. And I have been tested for the panorama. I have been tested. I tested Monday. I'm going to test Sunday. Just testing it all up. As I hear the newest version does often show up as as this situation, as a sinus infection. So I'm going on antibiotics today, but I do sound a little bit like a wee bit of a frog. And this is part of the other reason why I wanted to do my makeup today. You know, I'm not like sick laying in bed or anything like that, but I do feel under the weather, and I just don't necessarily like feeling blah. You know, it's one thing if I'm able just to be in my bed in my jammies and take care of my work from there, but I've got some meetings to do today, so I figure I will put my best face forward, kind of fake it a little bit, and sometimes just putting on a little bit of makeup, it's like a mind thing. Like, I suddenly do feel a little bit physically better, you know? Sometimes when you just kind of stay in your blankets and your pajamas because you get to work from home, it makes you feel that way a little bit more, like maybe I am sick and maybe I should just stay in bed. Anyone notice that? I don't know, you get to play these little fake outs with yourself. At least I do. If I get really dressed, do my hair, do my makeup, suddenly I feel, you know, at least 20% better physically. Right, so we're just gonna go, and as you can see, I'm just kind of accentuating the cheekbone, and I'm not dragging it down. You know, I'm actually more kind of bringing it upwards, and this is going to help add that dimension, add a little bit of a slim to the face. And because I did that more medium full coverage foundation, this is really going to help see the dimension back in my face. Hi, Debbie. Thanks for joining. How are you? Feel free to put a hashtag hello lovely, my friends, if you're watching, just so I can see who's tuning in. And I'm also going to do a little bit of contouring around this hairline. So yeah, so we got this meeting going on, and we'll have some podcasting later, and I am trying to get things rocking and rolling as I'm supposed to be going to Punta Cana in a week and a half. But can I be real? I'm getting a little nervous about all this airline situation. Have any of you traveled recently? I do not want to be stuck in an international airport with my flights being canceled and all that jazz. So I am trying to first make sure that I am healthy, which is why I'm testing multiple times. And secondly, I am keeping my eyes on everything with these airplanes. So I think I'd feel a lot more confident if I was just going somewhere in the US, but I'm just getting a little nervous. So I'm supposed to be leaving on January 16th for Punta Cana, and I would stay there for the week. Myself and a bunch of my teammates earned this trip for free. It's an all-inclusive resort to the Hard Rock in Punta Cana. Very, very excited. I need it. I feel, I wasn't planning on earning this trip, I'll be real. Last year, excuse me as I have a little sip. Last year when the trip was announced, I was at the time pregnant. So I didn't really think about going for it. I wasn't, pushing myself forward. I wasn't talking about the trip. And I just didn't have it in my mindset because I thought, oh, I'll be home, I'll have a baby, and it'll be great. Because my first pregnancy, that baby was supposed to be born in September. And then the second one, I was supposed to have in the end of January, early February. So I just figured, okay, I'm not going to be going on this trip. Well, then, of course, I had the miscarriages, and all of a sudden, I was all in. I was like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to earn this trip. I deserve it. I deserve to go and just sit on the beach and just wash away, all the bad mojo from the past year. And I did. I earned it, and I earned it, without necessarily working hard for it for most of the time. But then when I went in, I really, really worked hard for it. So know that any of you who supported me in that time, thank you, because I was able to earn it. And now it just stinks because there's so many issues going on that I might have to, if I do end up having the panorama, then I can't go, obviously. And then B, I'm just getting a little nervous about flights being all bananas. So Kathy says, I have to fly to New York tomorrow, and oh, my doctor's calling. Guys, I need to let you go. I'm so sorry, but I have to go off this live. My doctor is calling. So thank you for tuning in. I'll talk with you in a little